It is 12:10 in the morning for Monday, September 15th. I don't have a lot to say today because Sundays I don't do a lot of things. It usually boils down to two separate types of Sundays. This Sunday, which has been pretty boring, I woke up fairly late, got food, came to a classroom, did some things I call maintenance, which is just emails and forms and figuring out what I need to do. And I did some homework. Then I went to the gym, had dinner, showered, been doing more homework, and just been relaxing. And right now, because it is in the simulcast season, I have been watching shows. So Thursdays I watch Dawn to Dawn, and Sundays it's the one about givers and the trash and it's like Kui Tachika or something like that, and then One Piece. Because One Piece is peak, but right now I'm kind of getting bored of it just because I really want to see the interaction of the crew again, and right now they've been separated for so long that it's either just Nami, Usopp, Robin, and Chopper just doing a reaction to something for 5 seconds, or Zoro, you get a snippet of his fight, or Sanji taking away Vegapunk, or Frankie getting carried away by the Giants, or why am I forgetting his name? Oh my god, it's been so long, I'm forgetting his name. The bone guy. Why am I forgetting? I need to, hold on. Hold, uno moment. Whomst. Brooke. I knew it started with a B. Brooke. And then Robin, has not been seen in forever because she's injured. And then just Luffy fighting. I want to see their character interaction again because that's, the heart of the show. And while fights are awesome, fights are really much more fun to digest when you can binge it. Because you get the hype all throughout, where now I'll get a fight once per week, and then I'll stop. But, yeah. Because last year, around this time, I started, picking up One Piece. I think I got to Water 7 in the beginning of summer last year, and then stopped watching. And then I powered through. I had a rough time in roommate situation last year, as many of you may know, that I chose to stay outside as long as possible. And so I remember one Saturday night, I decided that I did not want to talk to anybody. I did not want to be in my room because I think I was incredibly angry at them. And so I came up to here from 8 o'clock to 3 in the morning. I watched the majority of Thriller Bark, and because I really wanted to get to the Summit War, and then Wano is a masterpiece, but I miss the binging right now of One Piece, and there's no other show I'm gonna binge because I don't really care about Bleach, I'm not gonna lie, and Naruto was really frustrating because there's so much more filler than even One Piece. But yeah, that's what I did. And the other Sunday that kind of happens is the busiest day of my life, where I don't even have a chance to work out because I just have to be doing work. Usually that happens when there's a project due that I need to finish out, or I'm on an essay or something I need to do, and I just have to sit in a room and just work for so long. And I do not think that will happen this year because stats is really easy. Computer science, I'm still gauging out. I haven't had to do anything for it right now, but I think we will eventually. And the history one, it's not a lot of homework. There's never going to be something I have to rush to do because there'll be enough warning time, and it's such a big project that I have to be working on it at all times. And then Japanese, there'll be some instances where I may have to write an essay or prepare for a test, and I'll have to study pretty hard. But right now, I don't think that'll happen because last year, the classes that I took were so much more demanding. And it's a little annoying that like I'm taking easier classes because for one, I don't have a lot to do as instance of today. But two, I'm in a situation where, well, this semester is the last semester of doing things I have to do for my graduation requirements outside of like taking classes for my major, which I still have to do some figuring out about those. But I have to take a history class, and technically it's the last semester I have to take a language, but I am going to Japan next year, and I'll think I'm going to still keep it up because I think it would be a skill that I would want to keep up because I think it's fun. I don't know. But yeah, like I could be taking art classes. I really want to because, again, video game person, I really need to figure out some more art things. But I also could be taking something, like the one thing I regret about my first 2 years is that I took classes for a requirement of something that I had no guarantee of getting into, and I knew that, and I worked so hard to get amazing grades, but it just wasn't enough. So now I'm stuck with having taken classes that I don't necessarily aren't required for anything. Like I will be doing engineering eventually, and these classes will have paid off for the requirements in general. I think the only class I'll have to take is ordinary differential equations. But yeah, it's it has blocked me from doing like a double major or a minor in like some other things. But that's just whatever. I'm just glad that I can have boring Sundays because last year sucked so much. I was so busy. The first year was I had a math study group that I was with, and so we would work, was it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights, almost every single night for like a couple of hours together. So that was always pretty fun. And then the second semester, I had a lot of figuring out to do, but that was more due to a roommate situation switch and all that. And then just last year was horrible. Very, very horrible. Because of all the work that I had to do, I was working too much, and so I'm glad that I don't have to work so much this year. But yeah, that's all. I'm going to go back to my room. I'm going to watch some more That Time That I Turned Into a Slime, because that's just a fun anime that I can rewatch. Because I do have a soft spot for uncomplicated power scaling isekai. Because the first show that I ever watched was Sword Art Online. Technically, I watched Devilman Crybaby first, but I don't know, in my eyes, I don't see that as an anime. I see that as a cartoon because I didn't have, and Castlevania. Those two I watched simultaneously, so I see those two differently. But yeah, Sword Art Online was the first show that I watched, and then Hunter x Hunter and Attack on Titan. So I have a soft spot for because of Sword Art Online for that isekai vibe, bad as it may be. I think the only reason I watched it was because I remember a kid in my high school class back when I was at the local high school was reading Sword Art Online, the light novels, and I just remembered it. I'm like, oh, maybe I should watch this. And that led down a rabbit hole of me going to Japan. but yeah, that's what's going to happen. That's what it is today. Tomorrow, don't have a lot. I just have to do some readings, make sure that I didn't have any homework for my comp sci class, which I do not think I did. And then, work out. I have chest tomorrow. And then Thursday will be the long day, so we'll see what happens. Or Tuesday will be the long day, so we'll see what happens there. But should be easy going for at least another week.